This conference will now be recorded.
That little silence for the next minute.
Just to show how much I pay attention. How long have we had this nice little box this front that shows all the dial-in info?
2 years.
Couple of years since we started doing that.
That's a great idea.
I thought of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it does appear to be 9 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for the Board of Commissioners, Lake Stevens Sewer District. It is 9 a.m. on May 26, 2022, which makes it a Thursday. And as we go ahead and get our meeting going, as you can see, if you are watching us virtually through a remote device, all 3 board commissioners are here along with staff. So we'll go ahead and start by doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us this morning. I see we do have the virtual wall, as I've been calling it for probably 2 years, that we can see everybody that wants to join us this morning. So with that being said, if you're following us online or you have a agenda pack in front of you, we're down to item number 3, which is agenda approval. I'll look at the staff first, see if there's any additions, subtractions, or anything that they may have.
No.
Nothing from them. I'll look to the fellow commissioners if there's anything they want to add. Okay, with that being said, we could entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second it.
There is a first and second on the floor for the agenda to be approved as submitted. I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Well, we're going to move on down to consent agenda items. For those that are just joining us or you're not sure where we're at or what we're doing, consent agenda items are items that the Board of Commissioners have reviewed in detail previously. And as you can see in this nice little basket in front of us, there were a lot of things to look at. So with that being said, there are A through J. Not necessarily everything in there is applicable, but that does cover everything in regard to the consent agenda items. And I'll look to the board if there is a motion to be made.
I'll make a motion we approve consent items A through J.
There is a motion on the floor to present or to approve consent items A through J.
I second it.
And a second. So without any further questioning, if none's coming from, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So this is the opportunity as we move on down to the agenda. We are at item number 5, the public forum. Normally we would always state a little thing, but I think we've been doing this long enough. If you've been watching, you know what we do. If this is an opportunity for you, if you're in the audience, which I don't see any from the public, but I'll look to staff if they would like to say anything, you get the opportunity to go ahead and speak to the Board of Commissioners. Doesn't have to be anything in regards to the current agenda. It can be anything that they may have questions, comments, or concerns. Given the fact that nobody here in the audience has anything, I'll look to the virtual wall up there. If you do want to speak, all you really have to do, sometimes you can go to the chat box or hit the raise your hand button, and we can definitely give you the opportunity to say a few words if there's anybody that would like to do that. Don't see it lighting up, and anybody who's got a camera on is not waving us down frantically like we're having some sort of IT issue. So I'll just look for the last thing. Is there anything received by staff from? So nothing came in on the public forum aspect. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and close the public forum aspect of it, move on down. We're going to go to item 7 because as if you looked at your agenda, item 6 is old business and there is nothing listed. So we are now down at item 7, new business. There are 3 items on there. We'll start with resolution 1032 and I'll look to staff.
So resolution 1032 adjusts the sewer availability determination that we give out to customers looking to connect to our system or looking for more information. Section 1 sets the rates for those. There's 2 categories, which is the same as what we've been doing basically for a very long time. These have been the 2 categories. Each of those dollar amounts went up by $5 to cover the costs of doing those. $45 for an individual side sewer connection of from 1 to 4 dwelling units, and then $80 for over 5 dwelling units. And then section 2, previously the form itself was included in the resolution, and section 2 allows us the discretion to change that from time to time, so we can update and clarify as needed the form itself that people submit in order to get information from us. This resolution has been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff.
Perfect. Questions, comments, concerns from the rest of the board? Hearing none, we could entertain a motion to approve resolution 1032.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 1032 as stated.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor to approve resolution 1032, which is the resolution adopting a revised sewer availability determination fee.
Second that.
And it has been seconded. Any further discussion before we call for the vote? Not hearing any. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that has carried. Item B, if you're following us under new business this morning, is Hatch. It's dissolved oxygen, ammonium, and nitrate probes purchase. So, okay, I'll look to staff.
So included in your packet is the quotation from Hawk. It is for 6 dissolved oxygen probes. So that allows us to actively monitor how much oxygen is in our aeration basins in each of the 3 sections of 2 aeration basins. And then it also includes 1 probe that can monitor our nitrate and ammonia in the effluent channel. So currently, since probably about 6 months or so, we've been borrowing a unit from Hawk in our effluent channel so that we can start to get a handle on what our nitrate going out of the plant is and trend to that, so we can make decisions to try and meet the Puget Sound Nutrient General Permit. So they would like their unit back at some point since we've been borrowing it. So this is actually to purchase our own, and having the ability to monitor both the ammonium portion and the nitrate will be very valuable, since those are 2 key components in what we're tracking for that permit. If you'll remember, we had applied for the Puget Sound Nutrient General Permit grant and had been awarded $87,967 for that grant. So this purchase of the equipment, in order to try and meet the standards, is going to use up most of those grant funds, and I have confirmed with Ecology that this both qualifies and that they will reimburse us for this purchase. But we're looking for board approval in order to make the purchase through Hawk for this quote in the amount of $82,731.68.
Perfect. Questions, comments, concerns?
Better data, better actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a grant's even
And a
perfect.
grant to pay for it. That's nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
okay. Well, if there are no other questions for staff on that, we can entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase from Hawk for the dissolved oxygen, ammonium, and nitrate probes for $82,731.68.
Okay, so motion on the floor for that.
Seconded.
And a second. Any further? Not hearing anything or seeing you guys yell at me for missing something, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that was easy. And last item on new business under 7 is C, which is a variance request, property located at 36th Street Northeast and 127th Drive Northeast.
So recently, the district was contacted by a potential builder or somebody interested in building on a parcel that's located generally just north of the city's old decant facility on 36th Street Northeast, and looking to develop that property. And what part of that development is to connect to sewer, or they would be required to connect to sewer. However, the sewer is not easily reachable from that location. So the proponent, we had let the proponent know that a developer extension agreement would be required. And for one parcel, that would be a pretty big burden. So they had proposed a private pump system on that parcel with about 900 feet of 2-inch force main that would be constructed in almost entirely in right-of-way. We let the proponent know that staff would not give their recommendation for that because once the side sewer is constructed in right-of-way, it essentially becomes a public sewer. And since that what would be public sewer, 2-inch force main, no adjoining parcels could use that. So it would only benefit that one parcel. And that'd be 900 feet of essentially a single use force main. The district does not have the equipment to maintain. We would have to locate it anytime a locate ticket comes in, and those are essentially very difficult to locate. And the cost would still be a pretty high cost. So again, district staff does not recommend this variance for approval, but it is on the commissioners for a final decision.
Okay, well, open to some discussion from the other board members.
Seems like a bad idea.
Well, 900 feet is quite a ways considering generally 200 is the maximum, though we've had some little variances in regards to that. And I know that I was looking at it, I mean, there was a manhole to the west, well, there was another area, but it had to go through, I think, some of the justification I think that the applicant had put down in regards to their request was they can't get well, it's surrounded by county parks land to the south of city land. I don't know if they tried to get something through the county and the county just said, yeah, we don't want that through an easement or something like that.
The county had told the proponent that they would enter into a 5-year temporary easement, but could cancel that easement at any time. So when that's your
Holy cow.
only source of sewer, that would be a pretty hard pill to swallow or risk to take.
Okay, no, that's understood. So
I make a motion that we deny the variance request.
there is a motion on the floor to deny the variance request to this project.
I second it.
And a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just too far. I think the best bet would have been trying to go through the county right away. So, okay, I appreciate you guys bringing that to the board. And we're going down to the manager's report. So we're at item 8. First one up is the general manager.
We're going pretty fast today.
We're going really fast, not record pace.
We can do that.
I think a
Okay.
former commissioner held that at one time. It must have been about like 8.5 seconds long without a rodeo.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now, both in the admin and plant. Our customer service as well as accounting teams are getting ready for this rate increase that starts to take effect June 1st. So there's a lot of behind the scenes things that have to happen to make sure that goes out smoothly and all the bills are correct and everything. So they're working diligently on that and doing a really good job. We also have a couple of our staff members that are doing pretty major process improvement projects that we're just getting started on it and building the information as well as how to implement these things. So I hope at least by the end of the year, we might be coming back to the commissioners with some sort of presentation that would be good on the progress they've made. But it's things like that help the whole organization make those strides and use our resources more efficiently. Really proud of them for that. Swift Comply is the new software that we have for our pre-treatment programs. So it allows like our restaurants to log into their own account, get any information from us on reporting to us when cleanings are, and we can keep track of things like our inspections of them. So that implementation is still ongoing, but we're making a lot of progress there in the pretreatment program. Both Melanie and Matt Bennett are doing an awesome job with that program and making sure that not only we are in compliance, but we're getting them in compliance for future. Our website, we're working on some updates for that, so stay tuned and check back in that we're updating some content, making things a little easier, but staff is working hard on that part of it. For the plant, flows right now are at 3.13 million gallons a day. We did have a failure on our grit removal system, but our staff was able to repair that. Worked really hard on that and proud of them for doing that. Our thickened sludge pump also fails, but we've been able to repair that. We started some additional cross training within the labs so that our operators also have the knowledge of the laboratory, how to collect samples, what they're for, and it actually helps them when they go to take their operator test because a lot of that information is included in there. And then we started the upgrade to the security cameras down there, and that is ongoing. So, any questions for me? Awesome.
No. Good job.
Thank you.
Assistant General Manager.
So 45 GFCs collected so far this year and 115 permits issued. The 2 side sewer repairs that we started on 117th Ave Northeast are physically complete. There's a little bit of restoration work that they still have to do, but we went back and CCTV to make sure that we left it better than we found it, and yeah, the repair went well. We found, or the city helped us identify 2 additional sinkholes that are on South Lake Stevens and another one on Machias Cutoff Road. So we've got Strider Construction going out there with the expectation that when they open up those sinkholes, if they were in their trench, that those would, in their sewer trench, that those would be repaired as warranty items. But if those sinkholes are outside of their previous construction, that the district will pay to have them fixed. The contractor is going to use controlled density fill, which is essentially concrete that's supposed to, in theory, be easier to dig through than concrete, but it'll fill any voids that are surrounding the sinkholes. So hopefully this will be the last time we have to open up South Lake Stevens Road. Lift Station 2C, we're finalizing the site plan for the lift station itself. There are a couple of complications that we found as we've reached out to some of our vendors that would be supplying the equipment. It looks like Cummins for the generators have about a year to a year and a half lead time on generators. So we're trying to find a strategy to work around that. And as there's an additional complication of getting 3-phase power to the site. The power pole that we had intended on undergrounding our power feed from PUD's not necessarily comfortable with us undergrounding there because it's right where 20th Street is underwater for a portion of the year. So they're working with the city to see if there's either someplace they can move that pole to, or if PUD will require us to go further east and draw our power from there, which could elicit a bigger excavation than we had originally anticipated. So I think with the entire downtown project, all the projects materials are going to be kind of the they're going to be a bit tough. So, and with that will probably be a cost in addition to what we had originally estimated. The field staff have been doing several projects to increase our lift station site security, installing more lights and installing intrusion switches on some of our equipment in reaction to some of the thefts we've had on our generators, batteries and such. So they've been working diligently on that and have kind of increased site security at a minimal cost. So kudos to them. And that's all I got.
Question on the three-phase, and I'm sure about what I'm gonna ask is gonna elicit a chuckle because I'm fairly certain it's not a commercial grade thing, but if there's enough juice off the single phase, can it, I mean, we used to convert it with a, using electric motor, converting to three-phase on site for running milling machines and that kind of stuff. Is that an option in a more commercial grade and not having to chase down a farther pole or have to drag it in?
I think if we had lower horsepower motors, we're proposing, I think it's 120 horsepower
Oh, wow.
motors there.
That's a
So,
different league.
or
of
150, yeah. So
different-
the inrush current wouldn't be able to
Spin up,
be
yeah.
made up with a phase adder or anything like that. So,
It's a different caliber. Got it.
yeah, yeah.
Got it. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. City report, I see Gene and I'll see Councilmember Peterson, you're on the board, so I'll look to you two to please give us an update.
Great. Good morning, everybody. The Millspur project downtown is nearing completion. There's a few punch list items that need to happen. We're still waiting for the big cross arm that says Millspur on it to be delivered and installed, but it's moving along nicely. It's a good looking project. I want to remind everybody that the farmers market, the first one, starts on June 1st. It's from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So next week. Excited about that. And then I just wanted to mention that the Costco contractor is back on site after a little bit of a reprieve for winter. And they are doing the grading for the fuel pump right now, and they'll be working towards the building site itself. That's all I have.
Perfect, thank you. I'll look to Councilmember Peterson. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, Commissioner President Lawrence, and I just wanted to thank the other two commissioners for allowing the dialogue to take place in regards to the potential merger of the sewer district and with the city of Lake Stevens. So Commissioner President and I believe we're making progress on a positive front. And as Commissioner Koshi indicated, I believe in a previous meeting, as long as we're keeping the tenets of a sincere heart and an open mind through these negotiations, I think we'll have success. So wise words to Commissioner Koshi. But I do think that we are making progress and that open dialogue is good. And I just wanted to thank the other commissioners for allowing it to happen. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're down to Commissioners' reports, item 10, and I'm going to start with Commissioner Koshi.
Other than appreciate everything everybody does. And I especially appreciate the dialogue that's going on at the city. I think the right two people are leading that dialogue. So I appreciate that. No, that's it.
Commissioner Ray.
Okay, the only thing I really have to report is I'm working with Mariah on doing an infographic about just key points on the rate increase, and then I messaged her a little bit just because I was hoping that we could have our guiding principles at the top of the website, because I think when you ratepayers see those things, they'll feel more comfortable about the direction the sewer district is going. And I also have concerns just once the bills go out of the inundation of the phone calls from ratepayers. So I don't know if you guys do talking points. I sent a message to you because I feel like those questions could be difficult to fill.
Yeah, so we've had some additional training with all of our staff that take any phone calls. And I think they're pretty well set
Okay.
with both the presentations we've given before, with some additional information on why we had to do the rate increase and the additional resources that are out there as well, how we made available the live walk program and our low income disabled and senior discount. So I think they're ready to go.
Okay.
And so far we haven't had a lot of calls about the rate increase. We've only had about 40 calls since they got the additional information in their bill last time. So in the last month, only about 40 calls. And when you consider we have about 14,000 connections, it's not a huge number yet.
Yeah.
But I do anticipate after they actually get the increase
Right.
on their bill, so over the next maybe 3 months, that could pick up. Yeah. That's all I have.
Perfect, thank you. And the other thing I just want to add, yeah, great job, staff. Everybody's doing really great work. It's always good to see. I know, sometimes it can be tough. A lot of changes going on. I think the rate increase one's going to be, I heard through the grapevine that one of our commissioners might want to come and answer telephones. It's going to make us all, the rest of us look bad. But, I'll even try to answer the telephone a little bit. And I
But
think
they'll
it's,
talk forever. They'll be like, can I hang up? Can I hear more about
Yeah.
motorcycles?
Exactly. So, but it's great. I mean, the staff, it was something after I thought about and I heard about that, I don't think any of us ever really spent a whole lot of time. It'd probably be fun to go and spend a half a day or a day with each of the different respective, work groups in here. They might dump us off or tell us to get out and look at something and drive away. But I think that would be fun. I would kind of look to that in the future. So thank you everybody for making all of us look really well in this, because it really comes down to the employees and staff that do that. We are going to have an executive session. I just wanted to announce that. It won't start till 9:30 because we're waiting for legal to get in because there were some other meetings. It is in regards to our litigation. I'm going to say it's going to start at probably 20 minutes and then we will come out if we need to extend. There would be no decision to follow, obviously. But that's where we're going to kind of go in that direction. Since we probably have a few more minutes, like at least 3 minutes at that point, all I'm really going to just say is once legal gets here at 9:30, we will go into that, go to 9:50, probably extend, because if you leave it, like I've said in the past, to an elected official, they love to have some open mic night or something like that. So we'll go from there, but there would be no decision to follow and we'll let them fill in all the legal legalities of the RCW. So with that, I think we'll just sit in a recess for a couple minutes if that's it. Okay, yeah, Jordan can intro as soon as 9:30 hits, but we'll go from there. But we'll just sit in recess and enjoy each other's company as the staff just runs off like we got the play. So thank you, everybody. And these were all ready for you.
I signed some of them.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You might be on.
Reminder.
top of
We
it,
got
so-
2 minutes on it, Joe.
Yeah.
Down the hallway and
You do.
my attention span.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
How's it going, John?
Good. Trying to nurse myself back at foot surgery last
did you
Thursday.
How? What'd they do?
You're still getting recorded.
Yeah, they
Yeah, we don't tell them it's good, but.
removed a bone spur out from when I broke my foot last year. And I'm a horrible patient, so yeah, I came back to work Friday.
I think that's like a gender thing, because that's similar when I had it. You don't want to follow the advice you're given because you think I can heal. It
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Well, the doctors they called them cosmetic stitches on the bottom of my foot, so there wasn't a whole lot of, yeah, so there wasn't a whole lot of meat in the stitches, so I blew those out and then
Leaving the office.
super glued it back together in the when I went back to the doctor on Monday, they didn't appreciate my home remedy of super glue.
You super glued it. Oh my gosh.
But they gave me appropriate stitches this time.
You
I said, look at me, you think I care about a scar on the bottom of my foot? I got more scar tissue on my
For you.
face. Got more scar tissue on my face than anything else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That could lead to a couple other questions. Leave it alone for now.
Yeah.
I think we can probably do it. Andrea's here.
Yeah, if we go ahead and, I mean, we're like right at that time, so if they want to start, because it is 9:30, they want to start the intro and then we'll go that and then go into exec session.
Sounds good. I'll go ahead and make the announcement. It is 9:30. The Lake Stevens Sewer District will now move into executive session pursuant to RCW 4230-1110, subsection 1, Romanet 1, to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to pending litigation to which the agency is a party. The executive session will conclude at 9:50. At the conclusion of the executive session, it is not anticipated that action will be taken and the board meeting will be adjourned.
Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
So the Board of Commissioners back in regular session, but we're going to extend for 10 more minutes, taking us up to 10 a.m. and then we will come out, no decision to follow, and then adjourn the meeting.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, folks, the Board of Commissioners back in regular session as we had promised. It is 10 a.m. on 5/26/2022. There is no decision to follow is in regards to the executive session that the board and legal and staff have just been in. So with that, the only business left is to adjourn and conclude this
Make a
final.
motion, we adjourn.
So there is a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, look at that. I guess we're leaving. So thank you, everybody.
Bye, Al.
Have a great holiday weekend and
Yes.
yeah, we'll go from there.